me a second here. I think, firstly, from an injury standpoint, a couple updates. Rendricus Davis still having some soft tissue issues, but I expect him to be back sometime next week. I've been frustrated for him in a tough deal with the groin and a little bit of a ham twinge, but we're working through that. Stephen Montag has a stress fracture in his foot. There's nothing surgical required. We're going to put him in a boot for 10 days and reevaluate him at that time. Jalen Dickerson's going to have surgery on his shoulder on Wednesday. The nerve specialist feels like that's the best route to go. He will be aerobic training within 3 weeks. He will be lifting weights within 8 weeks. It's a 6-month recovery, so he'll be cleared in January and be ready for spring practice. And hurt for Jalen. He had a wonderful spring and certainly was going to be a contributor to our football team this year. It hurts us, especially in a place where we need some depth and a good football player, and that's what he is. But I'm excited about his future as a Gamecock. And DJ Smith's grandfather passed away, and he was not here today. He needed to be with his family, and I certainly understand that situation. We've gotten 11 days in of camp. I think today the things you get excited about was, we only had 2 procedure penalties offensively. We had 1 pass interference, and that was it for 140 scrimmage snaps. I mean, we got 50 snaps with our first group, 50 snaps with our second group, and 40 snaps with our third group. It was a good physical day, and that's exactly what we needed. We got about 20 snaps on special teams, so we got about 160 snaps out there. We started before 3 o'clock and just got done. And we needed a long day. Our guys need to learn to sustain more as far as drives and those things are concerned on both sides of the ball. Good for the defense. We got the ball off some guys today, and bad for offense. We got to do a better job of ball security. Our tempo between each play needs to pick up because obviously we're going to start the season defensively with 2 teams that are going to tempo us, and I don't know how quickly we're playing right now. So that's something we really need to work on next week is sustaining drives on both sides of the ball, keeping our mental focus, and then and taking care of the football offensively and our tempo between plays. Those are things to me that we really need to work on. But I've been pleased with our work ethic and how we've gone about it for 11 days. I don't feel like we've really taken a step back in 11 days. I think that we've taken some steps forward. I'm still concerned about our depth defensively. I do like our first group that we roll out there, but we've got to have some guys continue to step up and be more consistent guys. Again, I don't think it's ability. I think it's consistency. A lot of that goes to youth. And we're sort of working through that right now. But we've got a lot of competition on offense at running back, at tight end, at receiver, and on the offensive line. And it'll be interesting to watch the tape. I just got off the field, so I haven't seen the tape, and I don't want to make any outlandish comments until I watch the tape, and I'll open it up for any questions.
Well, you mentioned the defense's physicality, how it needed to get better. How has that been these first 11 days and then today?
Well, we've had good contact, and I feel like we're playing blocks much better up front. We're disengaging much better up front. We're sustaining blocks offensively better than we have before. I think we're stronger as a football team. I think a lot of credit goes to Jeff Dillman and his staff. I think the players are playing with more confidence because the stronger you are, the more endurance you have, the more confidence you're going to have as a player. And I see a little of that. There were some really good hits out there today. And for your 11th day of camp when the legs are starting to wear down a little bit, that was good to see.
Well, you're talking about looking for a pass rush a couple weeks ago. Have you seen guys step up and give you something that you want to see out of that?
Well, we're using Bryson Allen more in the rush situations. Dennis Williams had an outstanding camp. Taylor's been a good matchup inside. Dante moves inside in some of our rabbits package. Aaron Sterling's a young player that's coming around flashing again. We don't need to get ahead of ourselves on that. I know you guys will run with that, but I do think that those guys have responded to our challenges as coaches to improve the 4-man rush.
How the left tackle on offense played today?
Well, right now we've got Malik and Dennis really battling out there. We wanted to saturate Sedarius inside at left guard, and both of those guys have had their moments. But again, I think that that is a position that lacks focus when we get fatigued, and we need to continue to work there.
How much are you repping Michael and Jay behind Jake in relation to how many snaps Jake takes during a situation like today?
Well, Michael rep with our second group the entire day, so he got all 50 of those snaps, and I was extremely pleased with both Mike and Jay. Jay had a 1-minute drive, I believe Wednesday or Thursday, and I was extremely impressed with the poise that he had and going down the field. And so those guys have made progress. I mean, I see a lot of progress with those 2 young men, and I've been pleased with their work ethic and their investment.
Any update on Blackshear? Lance said the other day he had a concussion.
Well, I'll discuss injuries from now on, okay? And he's fine. He practiced Friday. He practiced today.
Okay.
How'd Jake look out there to you?
I thought he looked good. I mean, the defense came out and got a 3-and-out to start off the scrimmage, which is good to create that momentum. He had a beautiful wheel route to Hayden. He did a nice job on the check down on a couple situational work things that I was impressed with. I think he continues to progress in his knowledge of what we do and how we do it. We need to pick up our tempo offensively, and that's on both sides of the ball.
Zach Bailey still look like your right tackle.
At this time, Blake Camper's obviously rep there, and we think right now Malik could play right or left tackle, so we still have competition at the job.
Will Shaw Smith's been getting a lot of up from the